Hey, what's up, family? This is Coach C. Listen, I want to share with you a little bit about my pit experience because I don't know if you're out there and you're in the and feel like you're in a pit, but I just stopped by to encourage you to look at your pit from a different perspective. That's right, man. Let me tell you about this story. Listen, I'll never forget. I had just been freshly promoted as a first lieutenant in the United States Army. Yeah, I was standing proud. I was standing tall. Just ready, man, after completing the advanced course and my Army training. And then came the news of my assignment, my first assignment. I was headed to Honolulu, Hawaii. Man, I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe it. Out of all the places in the world, that I could have gone, had given me an assignment that all my peers wanted. It was the dream assignment. And I was literally jumping up and down and thanking God for the blessing me with what I felt like paradise, only to discover in the next 2 weeks when I got there that my world was going to shift. That's right. I had received that order. You're going to Iraq. It felt like the rug, y'all, had been pulled from under me. I was kicking, I was screaming on the inside, I was pushing back in the spirit. And how could this be? God had just given me Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii. And now he was sending me into a war zone. Man, I felt like Joseph's pit. All my excitement felt stripped away. I felt like I was dropped into something I didn't want. I felt like I was dropped into something I didn't expect. I felt like I was dropped into something I didn't choose. Am I talking to anybody right now? But watch this. What I didn't know then was that God was about to meet me in that experience. He was about to meet me in that pit. And if the truth be told, the Spirit of God is in us. And so he was already there, in Iraq, because he was in me. So I had begun to see him move in ways I've never imagined. I was able to start a men's ministry that drew soldiers together and that strengthened one another. I was able to plant an amazing church with the Ugandan security forces where worship broke out in the middle of the desert, y'all. Listen, I was able to even build an altar in my little trailer where I lived in a war zone, a place of sacrifice, a place of prayer where I felt like heaven was touching earth. And I watched lives transform. I saw men reconcile with their wives after being separated for 6 to 12 months. During that deployment, I saw fathers learn what it means to love their children in God's way, but they had to be separated, right? I saw soldiers, y'all, hard men, broken men, become husbands, become fathers, become the men of God designed them to be. Yes, and all that was happening in this pit. But yes, my family was back in Hawaii. They was enjoying the beauty of the islands, but me, man, I was enjoying the beauty of God's assignment for the first time. He had stripped me of what I thought was the blessing, only to show me a deeper blessing, advancing his kingdom in a real-time war zone. And what I thought, watch this, was a pit became a platform. And what I thought was punishment became purpose. And just like Joseph, I learned this truth, that God's pits are never permanent. They're purposeful. This is Coach C, second son of Peggy. That's my share. God bless you. Enjoy your pit experience.